Know this about getting things done when you're not motivated. I have been a psychologist for 8 years, and this is what I know. Doing enough every day or getting things done is important in order to keep a balanced mind or ensure optimal chances of mental health. Of course, stressing or being extremely busy with constantly doing stuff is not likely equal to a healthy mind. But doing too little can also have negative consequences for our mental health. We need to have a balance. Not everything all day, every day, but also not doing nothing at all. This is why I call doing enough one of the basics. Because getting things done is important in order to maintain our mental health or to restore our mental health when we're struggling. I also know how hard it can be sometimes to get things done or to start doing things for some of my clients. This is not because my clients are special or especially inefficient or unproductive individuals. It is because that when we're struggling, getting stuff done can become difficult or feel difficult. One of the big causes of finding it hard to get things done or start to do things can be low motivation levels. This is feeling that the usual energy we have or the usual willingness to start doing things or work on things is diminished. That getting up and starting feels really heavy. That almost every task that we embark on feels heavy and like a big deal. Low motivation levels can have multiple causes, and of course looking into this in therapy is also part of my job as a psychologist. Then we find out why the client is having low motivation levels in the first place. But starting to help someone with their general life rules or life philosophy can be a tough ask during the time when they're struggling with their mental health. So a lot of the time, I'll start with helping my client hack how to get things done in spite of not being motivated or experiencing low motivation levels. This way, they can feel more in control and get back to doing the essentials for their life, and then regain some of their mind balance so it's easier for them to work with me in therapy on the other things. I know from my clinic that getting things done when we are not motivated is a big issue and frequent problem. So I decided to make some videos about the strategies I give in this case. And I thought maybe some of you out there would also find it interesting to know. So if you're struggling with low motivation or that you have a lot of to-dos that you don't feel up to, here are one of the strategies that I suggest. Build momentum. I was struggling a bit to name this strategy, as their inefficient strategies often lie so many details that just calling it one thing maybe didn't contain all of it. But anyways, that doesn't matter because I'm here to explain, so let's get started. When we have a bunch of things that we have to do, as most of us do, as this is part of life and most of us cannot afford an assistant, we either do it or we struggle. Struggling with the things we have to do can be due to low motivation levels or just that we find the things that we have to do unappealing or boring or tedious or maybe hard. Oftentimes, feeling like this is more frequent when we are not okay. We might feel that we would like to just delay or postpone or procrastinate doing our to-dos, but as many having tried this have experienced, usually this just makes us feel worse and sometimes a bit stressed out or depressed. There are so many things that we should avoid doing when we're feeling like this. I could make a whole list, and if you watch my videos in my playlist, you'll get a good overview. But let's not talk about what makes the situation of not being motivated worse. Let's talk about how to hack it. The strategy of build momentum consists of you committing to one task only. For example, I was feeling a bit off the other day. I'd just come home from holiday and I had a long travel day home and felt tired and really not in the mood to get all the things done that I knew I had to. I don't have an assistant and my husband was not home, so the only one who had to get the things done was me. I knew that if I didn't get the things done, then it would probably cause some problems for me. If I did not pick up the parcel at the post office, it would likely be sent back. If I didn't go and buy milk, I would have a very boring morning coffee the next day. If I didn't get groceries, I would have to eat crisps for dinner, and that would probably disagree with my stomach if I did so. This is just a short list of how the things we need to get done even though small, can have a significance for our lives. I knew that if I did not do it, it would be a problem, but I just didn't feel like doing any of them at all. I know that build momentum is a good strategy for small, somewhat uncomplicated things that you just don't really feel like doing. So instead of continuing to stress about how to pull myself together and get everything done, or continuing to ruminate about how much it would suck if I didn't do it, I used a strategy. With build momentum, I will start with deciding on one small task, such as walking to the post office and getting the parcel. I will agree with myself that this is the task, and that this is the only thing I have to do. Only one to do. I can feel how this lightens the load and feels doable. I just have to do one thing. To go there, get the parcel, and back. I can feel how some of the heaviness or rigidity of doing stuff lifts, as my brain or I know that it is just that. As I put on my shoes and pick up my phone and get ready to go out the door, being in motion, I've started doing the thing. This is when I can use the hack. Because I'm already in motion, I'm already at it. It will therefore feel easier in my mind to conceive of getting more things done. While already being in my shoes heading out the door, I grab my wallet and shopping mat. I remind myself that I only have to go to the post office, that I don't have to do more, but I'm bringing my money and carry bag just in case. I tell myself that I don't have to go shopping for groceries, I only have to go to the post office. While almost out the door, I grab the bag from the trash can, as I'm already in movement and will be heading out right past where the big trash cans are. It does not feel like a big thing, as I know in my mind that I don't have to do it, but because I agree with myself that I only have to do the post office thing. But because I am in movement, it feels easy. And walking from my home, I feel a bit uplifted, having just done a bonus thing. I did not set out to take out the trash. I did not have to, so I already did something extra. I then walked to the post office, my one task. I get the parcel, relief, it's done. I got it before it was sent back. Now I'm already out and relieved by having done a bonus task and my original task. I know I can just head home. I did the thing that I agreed with myself I should do. But being already out and having brought my shopping net and money, it feels not that difficult to just walk to the shop. It's not that far from the post office. I remind myself that I don't have to do it, but that if I do it, it would be a bonus task. I feel that getting just the milk and then heading back would be okay. I can do it. Walking to the supermarket, I feel less heavy. I've just completed a task, so I feel relieved, and being already out and walking makes buying milk in the store seem okay and manageable. I let myself know that I don't have to do it, and if I do, I only have to buy milk. So I make it to the supermarket, grab the milk, yes, another task done, good for me. And then, when I'm already in the supermarket, it feels easier to shop for some groceries as well. I remind myself that I don't have to do it. I've already done what I agreed with myself. I can stop now and be content with my 3 tasks done already. But I feel that just doing the groceries for one dinner would be okay. So I get the things I need for one dinner. And while doing so, I'm feeling quite proud of myself for having now done 3 things that I set out to, or is it 4? I lost track. I find that shopping for a couple of days' dinners and lunches feels manageable, so I fill my basket and pay. After this I head home. This took me maybe half an hour. I'm now home, having done what I agreed with myself, but also I've taken out the trash, got some milk and groceries. Instead of being stuck at home with my full mental list of to-dos, I managed to do it by allowing myself to just do one and then use the momentum when I was already moving. So back home again. I let myself know that I can stop now. I did good. But since the trash can is empty and the bags are right there and I'm already on a roll, it doesn't feel that difficult to just put in a fresh bag. And while I'm already in the kitchen moving around, putting the milk in the fridge feels like an okay task. And while I'm already putting the milk away, putting the other stuff in the fridge seems manageable. And while I'm already in the kitchen, why not make myself a coffee? And while waiting for the kettle to boil, yes, I drink instant coffee, I feel that I could manage wiping the countertop and putting my old cup in the dishwasher. This is one example of build momentum. To recap, I agreed with myself on one task and started doing it. While I'm at it, I'll then add more tasks. Under my logics that now I have to go anyways, I might as well, and then I'll add more activities. Such as now that I know that I'm heading out the door, I might as well bring the trash and bring nets for my shopping on my way back from the post office. This way, I end up getting a lot of things done. To get started, I just pick one. And then after having decided and committing to one, I then add the others. I let myself commit to only one. This way, the others feel like bonus tasks. Look at me doing all of this extra. Having committed to only one task makes me feel that the others were not ones that I had to do, and therefore doing them will feel like something that I did extra, making me feel extra cool for doing it. When we're struggling with low motivation or not feeling motivated to do things, starting can be difficult and continuing doing can be difficult. Choosing and committing to only one simple task can help make getting up and started more easy. And then when we are up and doing, we feel that adding on more tasks are less heavy. The important part here is that we remind ourselves that doing only the first thing is enough, that we define that as a success. Often what keeps us weighed down is that it can feel overwhelming or heavy with a lot of things and we feel that our energy disappears. But committing to only one thing can feel doable. And when we're at it, or on a roll as people sometimes say, adding more tasks can feel doable, and having the mindset that we didn't have to do that extra thing, the bonus thing, can make us feel some level of satisfaction or nice because we did it anyways. Bonus points. The feeling of having done something extra can often keep our momentum rolling as we feel good. So start with one thing, while at it, add extra tasks. Remind yourselves that these are add-ons and doing them is just bonus points. Do one, get momentum, do a bonus one when you're at it, and end up doing more. Have you ever tried this strategy? Did it work for you? Did you remember to remind yourself that you are free to stop anytime? It of course won't work if you don't mean it when you tell yourself that you can stop anytime. Just as well as when somebody asks you to do one thing but you know that they have a full list after that. This will hardly make you feel like getting started. But if you know that it is just that one task and that you are free to stop after that, then you will feel that you can get up and do it. And when you're on the move, you can ask yourself if you feel up for a bonus task now that you're already at it. Remind yourself that you don't have to, that it is a bonus task, and see how you feel. I think this was all we had time for. What was your takeaway from today's video? As always, feel free to take away the information you can use, if any, and leave the rest. Hopefully you found that today's topic made sense and I did not waste your time. Please like or subscribe so my channel can grow. Take care and see you for the next one.